You want to go there. We can't be afraid to look at the shadow. We can't be afraid to look at our unconscious and some of the hard stuff that we got inside us and pain and trauma we've got to work out. And it's okay to feel sad and depressed. I know I do. But the whole point is you want to feel it. You want to feel it fully. You want to feel it in your body, but then you want to move out of it. You don't want to stay there. You don't want to get stuck there. You don't want to be stagnant there. That's when you have a problem. In today's busy world, how can we find the inspiration, knowledge, and energy to live a healthy and empowered life? If we balance and harmonize our mind, exercise our body, live according to the laws of nature, and connect to spirit, can we find a way to heal, become our authentic self, and live our purpose with love? I am your hostess, Amy Fournier, and welcome back to Awakening Aphrodite. You know that most people are actually deficient in magnesium? That can look like anxiety. Yes, emotional anxiety when you're low in magnesium. If you work out a lot, you're probably low in magnesium because you lose it through sweat. If you have any kind of muscle cramps, if you have any kind of heart problems, a lot of people don't realize that magnesium deficiency can manifest as heart problems. And if you have any problems just relaxing, like sleeping at night and just calming down and being calm, chilling the heck out, you might have a magnesium deficiency. And if you're constipated, you very well could have a magnesium deficiency. So it's been estimated that about 80% of the population do. And I think it's probably more than that because it's really not in our food anymore. It used to be in the water, but it's not anymore. So I love the Bioptimizers Mag Breakthrough. I take about 3 of those a day, sometimes more when I can tell my symptoms are acting up. And I always have their enzymes because we need enzymes to digest our food. If you got energy problems, bad skin, any injuries, you definitely need enzymes. And if you're eating a lot of cooked food, you need enzymes because enzymes are killed through the cooking process, as well as being exposed to light and air and all that stuff. If you eat a lot of raw food, great, you're probably getting a lot of enzymes. But stress will also destroy your body's enzymes. So enzymes I take every day, and my favorite brand is Bioptimizers. So you can check them out. They're in my e-store. That information is in the show notes. You can hit that up and go to Bioptimizers and make sure you use my coupon code so you save some money. Welcome back to Awakening Aphrodite with Amy Fournier. This show is about helping you to be healthy and fit in mind, body, and spirit, as well as harmonize your masculine and feminine energy, tap into your intuition, your true source of power, and awaken your authentic self. I'm thrilled to bring you the show today, my friend, because today is part of a series that we're doing, little mini episodes that we're doing on goddesses and sirens. I'm taking from the work of Stacey Demarco, who has a beautiful little guidebook, oracle book with cards on it, if you're into that kind of thing. And do check out the other episodes in this series. We'll put those links for you in the show notes. We talked about Helen of Troy, Joan of Arc, Persephone, and Katesh. And today we got 2 more for you. So I love doing this because these series really show the different faces of the goddess, you know, how she's so dynamic and so eclectic and so varied, you know, like vastly varied that you'll see as you're listening to them. I mean, these beings are very, very different in their essence, their expression, their nature, their origin, and all of that. I mean, from the loving mother to the playful, creative young girl to the warrior protectress, a powerful healer, a wise elder. I mean, there's many different faces of the feminine. And guess what? That's in you. That's all in you. It might be expressed at different times in different ways in your life, but all that capability, all that potential is in you. So we can use that to our advantage. You can tap into some of those components of yourself. And a big part of my show is hopefully helping you do that. So today we're going to talk about Kuan Yin and Hecate. 2 big ones, really, really big ones. I always have a hard time choosing which goddess or siren we're going to talk about, but those are the 2 winners today. Let's jump in. So we got Kuan Yin first. Kuan Yin's word, if we had a word that would kind of summarize Kuan Yin, it's compassion. Okay, so she is the element of that female compassion that we all love and need so much. Okay, so I love that she brings in the soft element of the feminine. And her mantra is, forgive yourself, forgive others. Compassion for another situation is important at this time, or your own situation. Consider another person's point of view and choose connection rather than separateness. So the story of Kuan Yin is within East Asian Buddhism and Taoism, Kuan Yin is the goddess of mercy and compassion. She is a bodhisattva, one who assists others in attaining enlightenment. So that's basically the feminine form of the Buddha. Her name literally means one who hears the cries of the world. Her energy is that of the mother, and she is perhaps one of the most popular goddesses in Asia. Her myth is rich and complex. She was said to have been a beautiful princess, and she dedicated her life to religious practice, struggling against great odds and her father's cruelty. She attained enlightenment in part by forgiving her father, in fact. Yet, she so loves humanity and had so much compassion that she declined heaven and instead continues to work to this day, helping others achieve happiness and perfect love. This gentle goddess often appears in long white robes, signifying her purity and goodness. She carries a vase filled with water, which symbolizes her flow of compassion upon the world. Kuan Yin is a popular deity to consult when you're sick, and simply because of her merciful nature and the way she will intercede when you're suffering. So when you're wanting comfort, or if someone else is wanting comfort, we want to tap in to the Kuan Yin essence. For us to find the beginnings of true peace and to extend a compassionate hand to others, we must start with compassion for ourselves. Accepting who we are and who we are without judgment is a wise place to begin. And I'll add that don't forget, if you're judging, you're not loving, because ultimately we aspire to achieve the true definition of love, which is unconditional. Love has no conditions, right? The ultimate Christus consciousness is unconditional love. And if you're judging something as good or bad, or, there's criteria in order for me to love you, then you're not truly loving. So whenever you're judging, you're not loving. Keep that in mind. So accepting who we are and where we're at without judgment is a wise place to begin. Should Kuan Yin make herself known to you, it may be a signal to be kinder to yourself and forgive yourself for your past actions. It may be that you're judging yourself too harshly or even expecting too much of yourself. Kuan Yin is also an action-oriented deity who encourages you to make changes. But the shadow side of Kuan Yin, because everything's got a dark and a light, everything has a shadow side. Kuan Yin has an inherently calm and loving nature without a particular shadow side. However, displaying martyr-like energy is not what this goddess asks or what she's about. No martyrs here, my friends. We do not have to put ourselves last in order to be compassionate with others. There is a balance. Please remember that. All you reformed people pleasers, say amen. Do not put yourself last. Include yourself in the equation, I'm saying. So Kuan Yin symbols are a long flowing gown, a vase, bamboo shoots, and a child in arms. So you can think about that, the Kuan Yin energy. She's a beautiful goddess. Okay, now we're going to go into the next one I want to share with you. And this one is huge. This one's near and dear to my heart. I've been studying her immensely. We're going to talk about Hecate. Wow, she's the stuff of myths and folklores. I'm doing a deep dive on Hecate at this time in my life because I've been hard at work developing my new, soon forthcoming online course. Did you know that? Yes, you can study with me in depth. I can't wait to share with you so much that I've been learning about the feminine energy. And we're going to talk about some key goddesses as well as key life phases that we as women all go through and how to navigate through those phases successfully. Can't wait to share it with you. I'm hard at work behind the scenes on that one. But I've been doing a deep dive on Hecate because Hecate is also known as, ready? The wise woman. Yes, she's that fourth stage of our life that we all aspire to, and hopefully we will actually achieve. It's one thing to get old. It's another thing to get wise, right? Wisdom does not inherently come with age. Okay, it's kind of earned. So we're all going to try to earn it together. But the goddess Hecate is about illumination. She brings the light, baby, which is really ironic because she's the goddess of the underworld, the dark, the deep, the mysterious, the internal, the scary. That's her. So I love this. It's a paradox. Isn't that cool? Her incantation is examine your darker aspects. You are being shown the way forward. Your path is illuminated, and there is no need to feel lost or indecisive. Something that has been lost in you will be found. All right, so the Greek goddess Hecate is possibly one of the most mysterious of all the Greek goddesses and one of the most loved and feared. Said to be the daughter of Titans Perses, who was the god of destruction, and Astaria, who was the goddess of the stars, Hecate is a goddess of witches, the night, and illumination. So if you envision like Halloween and that witch with the black hat flying on the broom with the crooked nose and going as she flies, right? That's where Hecate, well, actually I should say, how should I say this? Let's see. That image of the witch came from Hecate, who was the wise woman. But remember, the word witch has been totally screwed up. Witch was not a bad thing. Witch was a good thing. Like, this sounds crazy, but like I would have been considered a witch because anybody who does healing work and tries to harmonize with nature and live naturally with respect and balance for all of nature would be considered a witch. It's crazy, I know. But yes, so Hecate is that witch image. Nuts, right? So perhaps the most famous of stories featuring Hecate is that of Persephone's abduction. Now remember, go check out that episode on Awakening Aphrodite that we did with Persephone. And I think it was with Persephone and Katesh, those two, okay? You want to hear that story about Persephone because that's a major myth that we all have playing. So after Hades, who was the god of the underworld, had basically abducted Persephone, or we could say, put it more mildly, whisked her away down to the underworld, her mother Demeter went looking for her. But alas, she could not find her. So as I said in that other episode, in her grief, Demeter stopped paying attention to the fertility of the earth. And this caused a deadly winter. Because remember, Demeter is the goddess of the grain. Hecate took her twin flaming torches and to the rescue. Yes, the old wise woman was the one who stepped up to the job, the scary job of going down to the underworld by herself. So let's look at the symbolism here. She took her torches, 2 twin torches, and went down to the underworld for poor distraught Demeter. She was the woman for the job. And she descended into the underworld in search of Persephone. So Hecate was the heroine. Persephone had eaten while in the underworld. So she had to spend 6 months a year with Hades. And I'll just explain the reason why that was, because there's something funky going on when you go into the underworld or into these other realms or dimensions. You're not supposed to partake in any of the food or drink. Because the story or the legend goes that if you do, then you're stuck there. So you're supposed to just kind of pass through, but not engage. Because remember, whatever you eat or drink becomes you, right? So you don't want to kind of take that in. So Persephone was there for a while. She was just a young girl. She was kind of a kid. So I don't know. She probably was just like hanging out there going, I'm starving. And she probably grabbed an apple. Oh boy. Well, that made her have to stay there. So because she had eaten, she had to spend 6 months a year with Hades, with Hecate as her companion. And the other 6 months, she was allowed to go above ground back with her mother Demeter back to the world. So this is basically the deal that they worked out. But the point of this story is that Hecate was the one who agreed to stay with her during the 6 months of a year that she was in the underworld. So what that looks like to us is that's the winter time. Okay, that's the cycles, the seasons of life. So the earth goes dormant. There's no crops. There's nothing growing. Everybody kind of goes underworld, inside, within, half of the year. And that's because Demeter's pissed and stops producing stuff. That's the winter time. And that's when Persephone is below. But Hecate is there to basically keep her in line and be her guardian, but pretty much. The old lady is the guardian. Don't you love it? Hecate is a goddess of the dark underworld and paradoxically is a torchbearer who brings the light to the same darkness. Illuminating the darkest pathways, this magnetic goddess invites you to travel the shadows with her, but only under her wise guidance. So, take note, my friend, you don't want to go to the underworld or to the dark, unknown, deep crevices of the unconscious or, basically hell without a wise guardian. That's the takeaway from that story. Hecate is often depicted standing at the crossroads. She's also known as the goddess of the crossroads. If you envision a fork in the road. So you're in Hecate energy, energetically, as well as metaphorically and archetypically when you're at a major decision in your life. So the goddess of the crossroads is Hecate. It makes sense, right? She's the goddess of wisdom. She's the wise crone. She's the wise woman. You want to have wisdom when you have to make a tough decision, right? See how this kind of all fits together? Hecate is often depicted standing at the crossroads with a three-headed dog, which symbolizes past, present, and future. So she is the ideal goddess to call upon if you feel lost, you don't know which direction to turn, or you're working to improve yourself. An increasing number of modern people honor Hecate, and those who wish to learn more about the witchcraft tradition and how to be a green witch should tap into her energy for assistance and healing. So the shadow side of Hecate is that she's the goddess of the underworld and a source of fear. She's of the dark, and this can be a very challenging energy if you're only used to working in lighter energies. She is said to honor those who honor her, but is not particularly interested in those who do not seriously examine their shadow sides as well as the craft itself. So what comes up in me with this is those who spiritually bypass, right? Like all the people you see around, whatever, maybe social media, oh, love and light, and they're not acknowledging some of the very dark, nefarious, and frankly, evil forces that are in the world. All of the things that we have been misled and untruths and just blatant lies that are going on, frankly, in the mainstream narrative. I don't know if you or how you feel about all that, but if you do a little research and follow the money trail and pay attention, you're going to see a lot of things aren't adding up. So we can't spiritually bypass and just put a little happy sticker on it and just pretend everything's fine and say, oh, love and light, love and light. No, we have to be like Hecate, grab our torches and be brave and go into the darkness so we can be part of the solution and bring light to the darkness. Big part of my show is an effort to do that. I bring this show to you for free because I'm trying to shed light on darkness to help people be adequately informed so they can make informed, wise decisions on how to be healthier and happier and help the planet and help other people too. So Hecate often teaches through tough love and challenges you to go that one step further. While you want to dig deep and consider darker things in your personality when working with Hecate, you do not want to become bogged down in this darkness. So like all things, right, you don't want to resonate in it. You don't want to stay there. You want to go there. We can't be afraid to look at the shadow. We can't be afraid to look at our unconscious and some of the hard stuff that we got inside us and pain and trauma we've got to work out. And it's okay to feel sad and depressed. I know I do. But the whole point is you want to feel it. You want to feel it fully. You want to feel it in your body, but then you want to move out of it. You don't want to stay there. You don't want to get stuck there. You don't want to be stagnant there. That's when you have a problem. You want to go there. You don't want to spiritually bypass sticking a happy sticker on it. You want to feel it, but just don't get stuck there. So don't forget, she's got a torch for a reason, okay? Because she needs to get out. She needs to be able to get in, but then she needs to get out. So she has to see what she's doing. She's not going to just stay there. Neither does Persephone. She doesn't stay in the underworld. She's there part-time, and then she goes back up to the earth, to the light, to above ground. So Hecate is a torch bearer. Don't forget that part. So immersing yourself in darkness for long periods is not the key with working with her. So some of Hecate's symbols are torches, a maiden with 3 heads or bodies, a white dress, keys, because remember, her wisdom, she has the keys, snakes, because snakes always through humanity and history have represented transformation and healing and the regenerative powers of the earth. It's just the last several hundred years through Christianity that they made it an evil symbol, but snake was always a symbol of wisdom and regeneration because it sheds its skin. So the natives would always say that snakes defy death itself because they're reborn. They literally shed their skin. Sometimes I wish I could do that. Also, black dogs are symbols of Hecate as well as the 3-headed dog. So you're going to be hearing a lot more stuff about becoming a wise woman and what wise women have to teach us for those of us who are younger and just cultivating that aspect of ourselves. It's a big part of my work and it's a big part of the divine feminine and a big part of life in our culture for that matter. You're definitely going to want to check out my online product coming soon, my course. So you want to probably jump on my email list and then you'll hear about it when it's ready. And that's just my name at amyfournier.com. You can also check out my e-store there with all my favorite products. So thanks for being with me today. I already can't wait to be with you again. And hey, go awaken Aphrodite in you. I'll see you next time. Would you like to support my mission to help empower people all over the world to be all of who they truly are? If so, please subscribe to the show, leave a review on iTunes, and share it with a friend. And if you're looking to take immediate action to align your energy and optimize your health, visit amyfournier.com. Thanks for listening to Awakening Aphrodite. Let's awaken her together in you. I'm your hostess, Amy Fournier, and I already can't wait to be with you again and for you to hear what I have planned for the next show.
Thanks for listening to Awakening Aphrodite with Amy Fournier. To learn more about Amy, check out her website, amyfournier.com. That's amyfournier.com. You can also check out Amy's live and on-demand virtual fitness and yoga classes and sign up for her newsletter to receive a free mini ebook of 3 of her top tips for making holistic health a lifestyle. Again, that's amyfournier.com and get your ebook sent to your email immediately. Connect with Amy on the daily on Instagram at FitAmyTV, FITAMYTV, and watch many of the podcast episodes and subtopic clips on her YouTube channel, which is also FitAmyTV. Enjoy, and we'll see you next time on Awakening Aphrodite.